Hi everyone, this is Prashad, your English Fluency Guide. Welcome to the reading session day 21. I'm going to read chapter 5 from the novel, The Legend of Spud. Chapter 5 is Off the Carpet. For weeks, everything was wonderful. We had the time of our lives. Every new book opened the door to a new world. We floated down the great Mississippi River with Huckleberry Finn. So the time is going on very well. They are enjoying reading the books in library, both Will and Marty. Every new book opened the door to a new world. They're enjoying every book. We floated down the great Mississippi River with Huckleberry Finn. They picked up the book Huckleberry Finn, they started reading, and they're enjoying a lot. Robin Hood taught us how to shoot a bow and arrow. We caught burglars with the famous 5, and Stig of the Dump gave us fort building tips. These are some of the books they enjoyed reading. Robin Hood, after that famous 5, and Stig of the Dump. These all books open the new world to Will. Spud Murphy generally left us alone so long as we returned our books on time and didn't make any noise on the carpet. Spud Murphy didn't trouble them as long as they returned the books in time or on time. And if they are silent, Spud Murphy never disturbed them. A few times she had to show us the shh flashcard, but we never got up to any real mischief until and sometimes she had to show the flashcard. What is written on the flashcard? Shh. But they never got up to any real mischief like earlier. Now they changed. They fell in love with reading books. So they are silently reading and they're enjoying reading. They fell in love with reading. They tasted the joy of reading. Until one Monday, we ran out of books to read. One Monday, what happened? They completed all the books in the library, whatever the books available in children's section, they completed each and everything. Huckleberry Finn and the famous 5. So many children's books they completed. There are no more books to read. We had read everything twice, even the Nancy Drew mysteries. They completed every book twice, 2 times, because there were no other books. So what did they do? In order to spend the time, they read them twice. Now there are no more books. We sat on the carpet, dreading the boredom that would soon set in. It wasn't fair. So we refers to Will and his brother Marty. They sat on the carpet, dreading the boredom. So worried a lot. Oh, it's going to be boredom because we completed all the books. There are no other books to read. So it will be boring. Okay, this is not fair. Like that they thought. Marty was so bored he was licking his forearm again, even though the Barbie stamp was long gone. Marty was so bored there is no other thing to do and there is no book to read. So he was so bored, and what he was doing, he was licking his forearm. Once he got stamped, that one Barbie I love you stamp, right? He was licking that. Actually, the stamp was long gone, but still there is no other work to do, no? Just for time pass, he was licking his forearm, and he was so bored. He stopped licking to complain, and now he's saying something. What is that? What are we going to do? He moaned. No, what can we do now? We complete the books. We completed reading the books twice. No, there is no other book, and we are not allowed to go to adults section. Okay, this is children section. Whatever the books are available here, we completed. We got pink cards. So pink cards means we are supposed to stay here, children section. There are so many other books, but we are not allowed to go there. I can't sit here for 6 hours a week with no books. How can I spend my time here with no books? We completed all the books. It's so boring, like that Marty said to Will. Me neither. The same problem with me too. I'm also bored. Okay, it's a boring. What to do now? There are no other books. It's such a tragedy. The adventure section is right over there. The adult adventure section. We only have pink cards, remember? I know, but if one of us just had the guts to go over there, one book is all we need to get us through the afternoon. It's such a tragedy, really. It's so sad. The adventure section is right over there. That belongs to adult adventure section. But we only have pink cards, remember? I know. Who said I know? Marty. But if one of us just had the guts, means if you have, uh, if you dare to go there and get one book, that's enough throughout the afternoon. We can read that book. So like that, Marty suggested Will. I covered my head with a book. No way, don't even ask. I'm not listening. So Will is not uh, is not that much daring person. Okay, he doesn't want to take any risk because he's afraid of Spud Murphy. So he said, "Don't even ask that. I can't go. I don't step off this carpet." Marty crawled over to me. "Oh, come on. I can't go. Spud has her eye on me." And he said, "No, Spud will watch me and definitely she will punish me. So I can't go." "But what about the Spud gang?" Marty pinched my cheek. "You're the cute one. If Spud catches you, she'll probably give you a lolly." Marty said to Will, "Even if you're caught while taking the book from the adult section, Spud Murphy won't do anything. She may give you a lollipop." Okay? "No, Marty," I whispered in case Spud had. "No, Marty," like that whispered. Because if he says it aloud, Spud Murphy may hear that, may come here. That's the reason. He whispered, "No, Marty, I will let you breathe my air in the bedroom. No, I will let you sorry, excuse me. I will let you hang around with me and the boys. Okay, if you do that for me, if you get one book for me from the adult section, I will let you breathe my air in the bedroom." Okay, so you can breathe air. Actually, this air belongs to me, right? But you can air. I will let you do that. Okay, I will let you hang around with me and the boys, and I will join you in my team. "I don't want to hang around with you. I will tell you where Action Man is buried." I gasped. "Action Man is buried?" "Martin, you had me." "Yes, somewhere in the garden, the big garden." Now, Marty said, "Your Action Man is buried in the garden." Then Will said, "My Action Man is my favorite." "My Action Man, that's Will's toy." "Buried?" He was surprised. "So, yes, somewhere in the garden, the big garden." I would say the worms are starting to nibble on him around now. I would say the worms already, your Action Man, the toy is buried, and worms are starting to nibble. Already, some worms. I would say the worms are starting to nibble on him around now. The worms, insects, started biting your toy. What choice did I have? Action Man needed me, and I really want something to read. I don't have any choice. "Okay, Marty," I hissed. "I'll go, but only today. If you want a book on Wednesday, you will have to go yourself." So finally, Will agreed for the sake of Action Man because Marty has the information where that Action Man uh, is. So that is the reason Will agreed to get the book. Will agreed to take risk for the sake of Action Man. Marty patted me on the shoulder. "That's fair," he said. "Now off you go. I want something really exciting." Marty patted Will on the shoulder. "Very good." Finally agreed. "That's right," he said. "Now off you go. I want something really exciting." "Okay, get me a wonderful book." Okay. I put one foot of the carpet onto the wooden floor. It creaked like a bat squealing. He put one foot of the carpet. Actually, he was not supposed to step off the carpet. Okay. So on the wooden floor is put one foot. It creaked like a bat squealing. It made a harsh sound like a bat. Bat is a bird, like a bird. Bat squeals like that. When he stepped 1 foot of the carpet, it made harsh noise. In seconds, Spud skated around the corner, her slippers gliding over the polished planks. In seconds, Spud skated around the corner, her slippers gliding. Gliding means moving over the polished planks. Shh, said her cot. Sorry, I whispered. Spud's beetle eyes squinted at us suspiciously, but she continued on to the romance section. So, a little bit, she got doubt. They were talking about something, but she, she moved on. She didn't stop there. I knew you couldn't do it, chicken boy. Yes, I knew. I know about you very well. You're not brave, you're timid. Chicken boy means you're so timid you can't do anything, said Marty. Not even when Action Man is counting on you. Okay? At least for the sake of Action Man, you are unable to do this, you are unable to take risk. So you're so timid. I stuck my tongue out at Marty. I wasn't beaten at, not with Action Man buried in the garden. I would show Marty that I was no chicken boy. Now, Will wanted to prove himself. He wanted to prove that he was brave. I stripped off my shoes and socks and tried again. Now, what did he do? He took off his shoes and socks. So, with a bare feet, he tried so that there would be no noise. If he walks with the shoe, there may be noise, right? There may be sound. With utmost care, I lowered my big toe onto the boards like a mouse testing a trap. So, very carefully lowered his big toe onto the boards like a mouse testing a trap. Okay, mice test the trap. Okay, like that, he just wanted to test and just moving very slowly on the floor. No creak this time, no sound, just beautiful silence. This could work, he thought, yes. No silence, so Spud Murphy will not get any doubt. There were no adults at this end of the library, so I only had Spud to worry about. I took one little step, then one more. There were no adults at this end of the library, so Will only had Spud to worry about. So we had to worry about only Spud because there were no adults. No, there was nobody. Every boy knows that if you want to cross a floor silently, then stick close to the wall. If you want to cross a floor silently, what you have to do? We have to stick close to the wall. They have to hold the wall and slowly they have to move so that there would be no noise. I stuck so close that I could almost feel my shadow tickling my back. So close to the wall. I could almost feel my shadow tickling my back. Inch by inch, I made my way towards the adventure section. Slowly, he moved towards the adventure section that belongs to adults, not to the children. Every patch of skin on my body was sweating because he was going to steal the book, right? He was going to get the book which he was not supposed to read, right? It felt as though my teeth were sweating. I was so nervous, was so afraid, scared of, but still moving because he wants to prove that he is brave. What would Spud Murphy do if she caught me? Would I get the stamp or the Spud gun? Spud gun, I guessed. After all, Marty had already received the family warning. In case if I get caught, okay, what punishment will I get? Will I get the stamp or Spud gun? Or she will take the gun or shoot me. I will be spotted. Like that, Will thought. Spud gun, I guessed. After all, Marty had already received the family warning. Already his brother Marty got family warning. Behave well in the library, read books, don't make noise. So already he was warned. A ladder blocked my way, a library ladder with the wheels on the top. A ladder blocked my way. There was a ladder on the way, a library ladder with the wheels on the top. Wheels will be on the top that will touch the that top, right? Uh, Ceiling. I needed this ladder to reach the adventure books. So he needed that ladder to reach the adventure books. He cannot get the books easily from the shelf. He need to climb the ladder and he has to get the books. Gently, I wheeled it along the shelves. Plural form of self is shelves. Along the shelves towards the adventure section. I didn't squeak once. Spud kept her ladders well oiled. No squeaking sound, nothing, because the ladders were well oiled. That's the reason it was smooth. I could see the books now, just out of reach. I climbed the ladder slowly, waiting for the creak that would bring Spud running. Now he can see those books just out of reach, but he's unable to reach them. I climbed the ladder slowly, waiting for the creak that would bring Spud running. And he's just slowly is climbing because if there any sound, Spud will be there. One step, then two, then three, high enough to reach for a book. Finally, he he got to the rank from where he can get that book. I made myself as tall as I could, stretching from the tip of my big toe to the point of my index finger. I took a book from the shelf and stuffed it down the back of my trousers. So finally, he could get one book from the shelf. Okay. And what did he do? He stuffed it down the back of his trousers. Success. All that remained was the return journey to the carpet. Okay, he got it somehow, but now he has to come back to his children's section, right? Come back to his carpet. The trip back was just as scary. I was sweating so much that I began to feel thirsty. He was sweating because uh, what he was doing is not right thing. He went to adult section and from there he stole one book. Okay, so he was sweating. He has to get back to his carpet. So nervous and sweating so much, and I felt thirsty. The distance between me and the carpet seemed 10 times longer than it had on the way over. Already went to the adult section and got the book. Now, the distance between that adult section and children's section seemed 10 times longer. So everything our mind, okay, our thinking. So you should be very careful now. Somehow he got the book, but he has to get it to the children's section. That's why just it felt like that 10 times longer than it had on the way over. For example, from children's section to went to adult section. That time he felt it uh, only the distance between this and 5 meters, for example, only 5 meters. Now it seems for him like 50 miles, okay, 50 meters. And every tiny sound I made echoed around the high walls, but I couldn't stop now. If I did, Spud would surely catch me on her next round. Then I would be spudded for sure. If he makes any sound, definitely he will be spudded, he will be caught. So I took step after sweaty step until the ladder was back in its place. And I was safe on the carpet. Somehow he came back to his carpet successfully without making any noise. Marty pulled the book out of my trousers. Immediately, Marty pulled that book from Will's trousers. Well done, Will. I didn't think you had it in you. All these days, I thought you were a chicken boy. Really, you great. I'm so proud of you. Like that, Marty said to his brother, Will. Now tell me, I demanded, where is Action Man buried? Now tell me, all this I did for the sake of my Action Man. So where is Action Man buried? Tell me. Marty grinned. Greenman smiled. In the toy box, sucker, where he always is. Oh, I just told you a lie. Action Man is in toy box only. Okay. My big brother had tricked me again, but I was too relieved to be angry. But he was relieved. Okay. Thank God he was not buried. That's what Will wanted, no? So he was not angry. We took a look at the book's cover. Spies in Siberia, it said across the top in gold letters. Underneath, there was a picture of a man skiing down a snowy mountain. Spud would be able to tell from 100 meters that this was no kid's book. So Marty borrowed a cover from one of the children's books and folded it over Spies in Siberia. So what did they do cleverly? They took one cover from the from Spice in Siberia. This is children's book. So they took the cover and they put it over the adult's book. Underneath there was a picture of a man skiing down a snowy mountain. Spud would be able to tell from 100 meters that this was no kid's book. Okay, easily they can identify. Easily Spud Murphy can identify that this is that uh, that was not children's book. That is the reason they removed that cover and put it Spice in Siberia's cover, children's book cover. I put my shoes and socks back on and then we read happily for the rest of the afternoon. So successfully they got the book from adult section and they started reading. And happily for the rest of the afternoon they read it. Those spies had a fine time with their fast cars and parachutes and kissing every girl they met. I could have done without the kissing, but the rest was great. Except the kissing part, remaining everything was good. He could have skipped it, but the rest was great adventure and everything. So they enjoyed reading that book. It was the first time I had ever been this close to Marty for any length of time without an argument breaking out. It was the first time. Actually, they used to fight, they used to argue and everything, but both together reading a book for the first time. At 4:30, Marty hid spies in Siberia behind a row of Enid Blytons, and we settled back to wait for Mom. After 4:30, they read that book, and he hid, hidden. Marty hid that book behind a row of Enid Blytons. This is children's book, and they settled back and were waiting for Mom. I have to admit that I was feeling very pleased with myself. I had outwitted the famous Spud Murphy. So here, if he is so happy. Okay, I had outwitted the famous Spud Murphy because he he cheated. Spud Murphy, he could cheat. He stole the book, but Spud Murphy couldn't notice that. So he feels he is so intelligent. He had outwitted intelligent person. Her tracking skills had been no match for my brain. So he feels very proud of his skills. I was the king of the library. Or was I? Suddenly, Spud glided around the corner on her bully slippers. She skidded to a stop before us, sniffing the air like one of those mean dogs skinheads own. Her eyebrows seemed even higher than usual. Suddenly, Spud appeared there. So that means she got doubt. Okay. And until then, Will felt very proud. Oh, I have so great skills. I took the book from that section, but nobody noticed it. So I am smart, like that he is thinking. He was thinking that time Spud appeared there. Something's not right, she said in a rusted metal voice. She came there and said, something's not right, something is not right. We smiled innocently, like most boys. We did a great innocent smile, and they pretended like they didn't know anything. Spud glared at us, looked at them. Innocent smiles don't work on me, little man. Okay, don't act smart. Don't act innocently. Because I can say who is innocent and who is not innocent. Unless you are really innocent, which I doubt. Your innocent smiles don't work on me. If you are really innocent, they may work, but I doubt you. I could feel my smile shrinking. Now they're unable to, Will is unable to smile now. It is shrinking means reducing because he is the thief. He stole the book, right? So heartfully is unable to smile. Like a banana being gobbled up from both ends. Stay calm, I told myself. 30 minutes and mom will be here to save us. At 4:30 by 5 o'clock, mom will be here. She will save us. So stay calm. Act innocently. Okay? Spud skated around the library floor in large circles looking for something out of place. She was looking for something. Maybe she was looking for that book. Her eyes flitted across the polished wood like an eagle searching for a mouse. And now she is observing the floor. Okay. Finally, she came to the spot where I had started my journey. She skated past it. View, then stopped and turned back. Oh no. Something had caught Spud's eye. Something in the exact spot where I had stood. She bent low to the ground and followed my path to the ladder. Coincidence, whispered Marty from the corner of his mouth. Don't worry. So something had caught Spud's eye. She observed something on the floor. Something in the exact spot. Something had caught Spud's eye. She observed something and she went to the ladder. From there, she could observe the footprints. Coincidence, whispered Marty from the corner of his mouth. Don't worry. Spud placed one hand on the ladder, pushing it along the shelves. She stopped at the adventure section. This couldn't be happening. The librarian climbed to the third step and reached out one knobbly finger. The finger pointed to a space on the shelf. So, where exactly from which shelf Will took the book? There she stopped and she observed, she noticed that one book is missing. Aha, she said. I couldn't believe it. She must have some magical powers. I was in deep trouble, the deepest. Spud climbed down and skated over to the carpet. She stopped before us and said three words. She must have some magical powers, or else how could she find? Okay, I didn't make any noise. Silently, I took the book. But how come she noticed that? She observed that really she is smart, very intelligent. Now she climbed down and came to the carpet. Spies in Siberia. I tried my innocent smile again. Pardon? Spies in Siberia. One of you took it from the adventure section. Hand it over. Okay, from the adventure section, Spies in Siberia book. Where is that? Where is that book? Hand over that book to me. Spud demanded. By now, I was too scared to speak actual words. I did manage to shake my head. No, the sheikh said it wasn't me. He did manage. Will managed to shake his head. Like, no, I didn't do that. I didn't take it. Marty did a bit better. I would never ignore library rules and leave the children's section. Marty said, always I follow the library rules. Okay, I was here only. I never went anywhere. He said straight faced. That would be wrong, and my parents would be so disappointed. Going to other section and bringing the book from that adult section is wrong. My parents would be disappointed, so I didn't do anything. Spud squinted at us through beetle eyes. So that's the way it is, he said. Okay, then I want both of you to lie down. Okay, so you don't tell the truth. Both of you lie down. We obeyed, and with deft movements, he whipped off our shoes and socks. She studied our bare feet and eventually settled on. Stand up, she ordered. I did as I was told. Wouldn't you if Spud Murphy was looming over you? She came very near and she is instructing. So, who wouldn't follow that? That's what Will said. Okay. Will obeyed. Will did whatever he was told. Spud tucked her hands onto my arms, lifting me 15 centimeters straight up. I think it was you, William, she said, because you left a trail. Trail means path. What trail? I couldn't have left a trail. Spud glided over the wall where I had begun my journey and set me down right on my own sweaty footprints. I had left a trail, all right. Sweaty footprints were there, but they didn't see that. Spud Murphy noticed that. A trail of dried footprints? Now, she said Stanley. Stanley means strictly. Hand over spies in Siberia. Come on, give me that book. I was caught. So there is no option, there is no choice at all. He was caught clearly. Fair and square. Everything fair and square. The evidence was against me. What could I do but return the book and beg for mercy? I trudged back to the children's section and took my borrowed book from the shelves. So Undoubtedly, he was caught. He trudged back to the children's section and took his borrowed book from the shelves. Marty shook his head in disgust. Shame on you, he said. How could you break library rules? See how smart Marty is acting. Why did you break library rules? When did you get that book? I didn't notice it. I ignored him, too busy wondering what terrible punishment Spud would inflict on me. Here, I said, handing her spies in Siberia. Spud shook her head in wonder. Why did you do it? Aren't you terrified of me? All the other children are. Why did you do that? Don't you know about me? Don't you know I'm very strict? Aren't you terrified? At that moment, I made the best decision of the afternoon. I told the truth, or at least some of it. I wanted a book, I said in a shaky voice. I wanted to read a book. I read all the books twice. So I went there and I got one book. I'm really sorry, Will said to Spud Murphy. I had read all the others, most of them twice. I had to get a book, even though you knew I might catch you. Don't you know about me? Still, why did you take this kind of step? My bottom lip was wobbling like a red jelly worm. He was shivering. His lips were shivering like anything. It was worth the risk. Right, said Spud. Stand in front of my desk. I have something for you, and it's not a rubber stamp. Stand in front of my desk, and I have something for you, and it's not a rubber stamp. Last time she gave rubber stamp. I love Barbie something on Marty's arm, right? But this time it's not a rubber stamp. I have something special for you. Come on, she said. Oh no, the gas powered spud gun. If it is not rubber stamp, then the gas powered spud gun maybe. Oh my god, I was going to get sputted. Time to beg, but Spud raised her hand. No buts. You are going to get what you deserve. Go on in front of my desk. Come on to the desk and stand there. You are going to get what you deserve. I walked to the desk more frightened than I had ever been in my life. I was never frightened like that. This time I was frightened because he may be spudded by Spud Murphy. That is the reason I was so scared of. This was it, the end of my time as a cute kid. From today on, I would be known. I walked to the desk. I walked to the desk, more frightened than I had ever been in my life. This was it, the end of my time as a cute kid. From today on, I would be known as Weird Whale, the spud face kid. It was too much. I closed my eyes so I wouldn't see it coming. So he thought that Spud Murphy is going to shoot him with a spud gun. So his face will be spudded and it will be awkward. It won't be cute anymore. So he was standing in front of Spud Murphy, closing his eyes. My ears kept right on walking, supplying noises for my imagination to add picture to. So he closed his eyes and they were his imagination supplying the noises also like shooting gun and hitting his face or something. Behind me, Marty was still making tish, tish sounds of disgust, as though I had let him down. In front of me, I had Spud rooting around in her desk drawer. She was searching for something. Slowly, I just was listening to that sound. She was probably loading the Spud gun, picking a really hot potato. Open your eyes, he ordered. No, I won't, I can't. Come on, William Woodman. Look at what I got for you. Come on, open your eyes. See what I got for you. I took a deep breath and opened my eyes. Instead of the barrel of a spud gun, there was a blue cord in front of my eyes. He was expecting, he thought he was afraid of that spud gun. That's why he closed his eyes. Now, when Spud Murphy asked him to open eyes, he opened. There was a blue cord. Behind the cord was Spud's face. She was smiling and her teeth didn't remind me of icicles anymore. They looked friendly. So this time, her teeth didn't remind him of icicles. Okay, friendly look, and she was showing the blue cord, and there is no punishment, no spud gun, nothing. So he was relieved. Oh, thank God, he felt like that. A blue library card, she said. A blue library card, she said. Blue means adult. Blue means you can go anywhere you want in the library. All I ask is that you show me any adult books you pick so I can check if they are suitable for you. So here a blue card. Blue card means you can go anywhere in the library. You can read any book, but only one thing you have to do. Before you read any book, just show me that book. I will say whether it's suitable for you or not. That's all. I was amazed. Could Spud be rewarding me for breaking the rules? Why? I stammered. Spud smiled again. It quite suited her face. Because you left the carpet for a book, not to cause mischief. Books are what this library is for. Sometimes even I forget that. You broke the rules, but what is the reason to get a book? So that's good. Okay, not to cause mischief. Books are what this library is for. This library is meant for reading books. Sometimes I sometimes I too forget, and sometimes I'm so strict with the children. But you broke the rules for the book. So that's why I'm rewarding with the blue card. Today onwards, you can go anywhere, you can get any book. Just to show me before you read the book, just show me that book. I will tell you whether it's suitable or not. Wow, I had done something good by accident. Wait till mom heard about this. Spud winked at me. Maybe it's time I expanded the children's section and got rid of that carpet. I thought about it. Maybe you could leave the carpet where it is, but just as somewhere to sit. We have to get rid of the carpet and we have to expand the children's section because very few books are there. So we are planning to expand the children's section. We are going to get rid of that carpet too. Okay, I'm not going to be strict with you today onwards. Spud put out her hand. It's a deal. I shook her bony hand, winkling and handshaking. Winkling and handshaking, maybe aliens had abducted the librarian and left this Spud-shaped robot in her place. Mrs. Murphy, seeing as we are so friendly now, would it be okay if I call you Spud? The librarian put her free hand under the desk. She twisted something and whatever she had under there began to hiss gently. Just try it once, Woodman, and see what happens. I backed away slowly. She took something and asked Will to try it once, and he backed away slowly. Maybe I'll just wait for Mom on the carpet. Good idea. Now I know what you're thinking. Surely after Marty's terrible behavior, I would stay well out of his reach. Well, you are nearly right. I did stay out of his reach, about 15 centimeters out of his reach. I stood a meter off the carpet and waved the blue adult cord at him, and he showed the blue cord to his brother. Get me a book, he begged. He requested. Begged means requested. Please get me a book. You got the blue cord. You can go anywhere now. You need not go like a thief, right? You get the book for me. He begged. Marty begged William. After that action man trick you. After that action man trick you pulled. Forget it. You played a trick on me. You said that my action man was buried. No, no, I am not going to get any book for you. Forget it. Come on, you can breathe the bedroom air. Come on, you can breathe the bedroom air. You know, we can share this air. Well, okay, I said, and brought him Roses in Autumn from the romance section. So he went to the romance section and he gave one book, Roses in Autumn. Not this one, he cried, reading the back cover. I don't want a book about someone called Penelope. I was already halfway up the adventure section. I cupped one hand round my ear as though I couldn't hear him, and he didn't dare shout. When I glanced Marty's way, a few minutes later, he was 20 pages into the romantic novel. Already started reading that romantic novel, 20 pages. We completed reading 20 pages. At 10 past 5, a horn beeped 3 times outside. One long beep, 2 short beeps, our signal. Mom was waiting. We quickly chose a book to take home. Marty was borrowing Roses in Autumn. There is a lot of sword fighting, he said as Spud stamped the book. So he borrowed the book Roses in Autumn. Spud stamped that book and said, there is a lot of sword fighting. Are you ready to read this? Spud stamped my book too, slipping my blue library card into a little envelope. You know, Will, now that we are so friendly, maybe you could call me Angela. I tucked my book under one arm. See you Wednesday, Angel, I said. Spud smiled. See you Wednesday, Bill. And she did. Thank you, everyone. This is the last chapter from the novel, The Legend of Spud Murphy. Thank you, everyone. See you in the next video. Until then, bye. Take care.